Hello and welcome to another episode of Ankle Sore and Carlton Club Corner. Okay. This episode is going to sound like a broken record, or for the younger folk out there, a corrupted MP3. Okay, enough of the funny stuff. I don't mean to make light of it because it's actually not that funny. I've got a few questions for you guys out there. Let me know in the comments if anyone can tell me what Carlton's game plan is. Didn't think so. How about this one? Can anyone tell me who the club president is? Without Googling, of course. Okay. All right. So, can anyone tell me in the comments how the hell Hawthorn has our first draft pick of this year, 2025? How does Hawthorn have our first round pick this year? That one's actually a rhetorical question because I know the answer. We traded for it to get an extra first round pick for this year so we could get, or last year I should say, in 2024, so we could get Jagger Smith, who unfortunately we haven't seen play, but I'm sure he looks like he's, well, not looks like, he looks like he's going to be a good player in the future. So I don't know if we should have given up our first draft pick though. Let's be honest. You know, but in the thoughts of the delusional Carlton Football Club, they thought they were going to finish top four or play finals, so it'll be a pick at about 14, 15, so it's not going to matter too much. Instead, we're sitting, second last, third last? Top four pick's going to be? Top six at worst? My God, what a mess this club's gotten themselves into. What an absolute mess this club has gotten themselves into. Here's what we've invested in. We've invested in a player by the name of Ollie Hollands. Here are my thoughts on Ollie Hollands. Do not play again. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 until you put on 10 kilos of muscle. If that's achievable, I don't know. Because I tell you, mate, you should never play another AFL game until you do that. You are incapable of holding a tackle. The amount of tackles I see broken when you're the tackler makes me want to spew up. Get out. I've had enough of these Ollie Hollands and, he's going to be a great player. He can run. Really? If he can run, what's he doing in the back line where you need tough defenders? Tell me, Michael Voss, what's he doing in the back line? Do we need run out of the back line, do we? Adam Sard's not enough. Here's another one. I'll get to him later. But I'll tell you, Ollie Hollands, mate, that's what we've invested in. He was our first pick 2 years ago. Our first round pick 2 years ago. We've invested in Ollie Hollands. We've invested, and I really want to give this kid a go, but we've invested in Jesse Motlop. Mate, did you even play Thursday night against Collingwood? Because I hardly saw you. I hardly saw you touch the football. I hardly saw you lay a tackle, and I hardly saw you even get involved in the game. I was so wrong about him. You've had your chance. Get out. Now, I'm going to mention this person's name without getting too angry. Okay, you can probably, or if you've been watching the videos this year and last, you can probably garner who I'm talking about. I'll give you a few seconds. Let me know in the comments. Pause this. Let me know in the comments if you know who I'm talking about. Zack Williams. Going to be calm. Have you ever hit a target in your life? I can't be calm. I'm sorry. I can't be calm. Get out of my sight. Get out of the club. Get out of the league. You are, by far, the most overpaid footballer. See, I can't even speak properly because my blood boils when I watch people like him put on the Carlton Guernsey. People like him, represent our club. And yet he's getting paid all that money and he can't even hit a target. Really? Really? When it's tough, doesn't lay tackles. When it's tough, doesn't put his head over the ball. All he does is get injured. That's it. You saw the last minute of the game. He hurt his little wrist, the poor thing. Really? It's called football. You need toughness, mate. Get out of my sight. You are hopeless, useless. I don't even know what to even say about you anymore. The fact that you even get a game week in, week out says more about the club and the coach than you. These next players I'm going to mention, there's going to be some contention. I'm going to cop some backlash in the comments. I really don't care. I've had enough of Carlton and their lies, and Carlton and their promise, and what they keep promising us and what they keep delivering is totally different. I'm sick of Michael Voss in press conferences saying, that's not good enough, that's not good enough. Well, Michael, how about you consider these players that you continue to play and are highly paid players and leaders of the club? Won't you consider dropping them or playing them in different positions? I don't know what the answer is, but what you're doing now is not working. It's not working for the club. You look like a broken man, Michael. You really do. You look broken. You cannot have broken coaches coaching AFL team. You just cannot. You know, I keep speaking to the other boys from Ankle Sore and they say, well, who's going to coach Carlton if Michael Voss doesn't? It doesn't matter. That is irrelevant at the moment. Because whether another coach comes in and does better or worse, well, how much worse can he be doing now? They're 0-4. There could be 1-7 by round 8. How is that good for the football club? How is that good for their finals or premiership aspirations that they were talking about in 2023, which they're still, lingering back in the 2023, those 2 games against Sydney and Melbourne in the final series. Right, so the players I was going to mention, I don't want to leave you hanging. Sam Doherty, Patrick Cripps, Charlie Curnow, Mitch McGovern, Adam Sard. What he's doing. Sam Doherty, career's over. I called it last year when I did my video on who keep the list and drop. Or keep the list and trade. Not drop. So stupid. Keep the list and trade. Sam Doherty, told you career's over. I think everyone would agree his time has passed. Patrick Cripps. I'm sick of the media. I said it last week and I've been saying it for a while. You're not a bad player, but mate, you're not what you're cracked up to be or what you're spoken about to be. I don't care that you won the Brownlow, mate. That's an individual award. The fact that you got 45 votes last year is still mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. I cannot believe it. Basically, they're saying you're the greatest player that's ever lived. Not even close. The other night, you got shown up by a 37-year-old ex-captain who knew it was time to give up the captaincy, and in doing so, they won a premiership. So how about you give up the captaincy? Actually, I don't know who could be captain. I really don't, instead of you, so maybe keep it. But at the end of the year, back to WA. I'm not copping it anymore. You don't make us better. When you play well, we don't win. If you don't play well, we don't win. What's the difference having you there? How about we trade you and get draft picks? Let's do what Richmond's doing. I said last week in the video, we should start the rebuild now, or maybe even 2 weeks ago. We should. Charlie Curnow, what are you doing? Do you really, really need the red carpet rolled out for you to kick a goal? You don't try hard enough. You don't even try close to hard enough. And for all those that say, oh, he's not right, he's not fit, he's just getting back into it. Because when you won the Coleman, you kicked 20 against West Coast Eagles when they were bottom of the heap, and they still are. So you kicked 10 goals twice against West Coast and won the Coleman by 4 or 5 goals. Very lucky, aren't you? Once you cross that white line, Charlie, whether you're fit or not, we judge you on playing the game. That's it. So, 2 choices. If he's not fit, don't play him. If he's fit and he plays, he gets scrutinised. That's it. Mitch McGovern, no words. No words. No words. Adam Sard, very disappointing. 2 years ago, you were a All-Australian halfback flanker. Now you just don't want to defend. You don't. Nick Haynes, I won't even mention, waste of time. Sam Walsh. You can get 25 touches a game. Are you ever going to do anything with them? For me, you're all on notice because you're either old or leaders of the club. In fact, the whole team's on notice. Let's not push your foot around. Not just those players. I'm just singling them out because they're leaders of the club. Now, there's only 3 players who are exempt from any scrutiny whatsoever. Jacob Weedering, Tom De Koning, and George Hewitt. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. They play well every week. Some weeks better than others, but they play well every week. You can rely on them. You know they're going to give 200%. And Jack Sylvain is another one that gives effort, but he's coming back from a knee. I don't think, he's going to take a few weeks. Again, probably shouldn't be playing up front. Maybe a couple of weeks in the resis, just to get his confidence right. But I think he'll be okay. But those 3 especially are the only ones that are exempt from any criticism, if you ask me. And just on Tom De Koning, just quickly, Carlton fans, me included, say goodbye. He's leaving us. He's done. At the end of the year, he's done. Not because he doesn't want to stay at Carlton. He'd love to stay at Carlton, but we don't have the money to pay him. Number 1. Number 2, we're so arrogant and delusional that we won't trade out any players to keep him. Okay? So we can pay him. So we won't trade out Zack Williams because he's on $900,000. We won't retire Sam Doherty, who's probably on $600,000. There's your 1.5 for Sam De Koning if you want to keep him. We're too delusional. Too stubborn, delusional as a club. It's been like that for years, but in the past it's worked. Doesn't work like that anymore, unfortunately. So, bye-bye Tom De Koning. The only silver lining from that is he's going to be a very high-paid player, probably one of the top 5 high-paid players in the AFL. We'll probably get a top 4 draft pick. So that gives us some hope, in getting a low draft pick and picking up a star. But I am sad to see him leave because we persisted with him. He was injured for a long time and he's finally become one of the premier ruckmans in the AFL, and we're just going to let him walk on through to St Kilda or someone else who can pay him 1.5, 1.6 million. Whether he's worth it or not, I'm not sure. But, if you're talking about getting rid of Zack Williams and Sam Doherty to keep Tom De Koning, he's worth it. If that's what it takes, the other 2, pack your bags. I'd be packing them now. So on to the game Thursday night against Collingwood. Again, second half fade out. Again, 4th time this year. It's like after half time, there's no interest, there's no pressure, there's no hunger. It's actually disgraceful to watch. And not just that. It's again, the game style that we played. We kicked 46 points or 40-something points. We can't kick over 65 points. We just can't because the game style we played. This was going on in the Brendan Bolton era where we were kicking 10 goals a game. 10-5, 65. Enough. Football's not play like that anymore. I'd rather lose by 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 goals than watch this crap. Watch this struggle. This struggle of just tackle and tackle and tackle. No dare, no excitement, nothing. I'd rather play all the kids and get excited about the future of Carlton than watch this crap. This crap that we're putting out on a weekly basis. And Michael Voss, you're doing this so we don't get blown away, so you don't look bad. That's disgusting. That's where the club should step in and go, what are you doing, mate? This is not what we stand for. This is not the way we need to play football to win a premiership, whether it's this year, next year, or the year after. This is why you need to be gone. 2 years ago, 2023, we were playing exhilarating football. We were everyone's second team, unless you barry for Collingwood or Essendon. Everyone loved watching us. Now we're a laughing stock. We don't play anywhere near the way we played. And we've got the same team. There's been very, very minimal change. Very minimal change. It's actually sad. It's so sad. Got a couple of comments about this, negative comments about Harry Mackay last week. Saying I picked on his mental health. Okay. Well, I sometimes feel that I'm not directing this at Harry, this what I'm going to say now, but I feel that people often use mental health as just a trigger word. So you leave them alone, and you can't talk about their mental health, but sometimes the problems are just minute. So Harry, for instance, is out with a mental health issue, but he was fit enough to play in a VFL practice match last week. I'm just putting that out there. I don't know what the difference is playing in a VFL practice match as playing in an AFL game. I know it's different. It doesn't mean as much. But, mate, again, you're a highly paid player. You're on the list. You're letting the fans down. You're letting the club down. You're letting your teammates down. You're letting your coaches down by not making yourself available to play. So I don't want to see Michael Voss rush you in the day you pick up that phone and go, Michael, I'm ready to play this week. You earn your stripes in the VFL. Again, like I said last week, that's the problem with this club. Nobody earns a game anymore. Nobody. People just get picked on their reputation, and I'm sick of it. And it needs to stop now. Right now. So this week, we travel to Adelaide for Gather Round, and we take on the West Coast Eagles. Ooh. Interesting game in the scheme of things. But I don't want to see Charlie Curnow kicking 10 goals and beating up on the bottom side again. And then the footy world calls him a star. He's a superstar. He's a superstar. No, mate. I'd rather him not play, and I'd rather Ashton Moyer and all the kids. I don't want to see Erasio Fantasia on the side. I want to see Ashton Moyer. I want to see Kemp. I want to see the young kids in that forward line take a stance and win us a game against West Coast. I'd rather see that than see Charlie Curnow kick 10 goals or Harry Mackay come back and be useful. I'd rather see that. Much rather see the kids show some zest, because we've got none of it. That's what I don't want to see. So how do you reckon Matt Kennedy and Matt Owies would go this week against West Coast? All right. How do you reckon they would have gone in the last 4 weeks? Pretty good, I suppose, right? I'll put my hand up. I said Owies, we could deal with the loss of Owies last year. But I also thought, the small forwards would come on, but they haven't. So I'll put my hand up for that one. Got that one wrong. But Matt Kennedy, my God. My God, Carlton. Did you drop the ball on that one? You gooses. Absolute gooses. Letting Matt Kennedy go to the Bulldogs for a piece of toast. A 3rd round pick. Are you serious? Wow. So anyway, getting back to... I got sidetracked. Sorry, I was just thinking of players we've let go for nothing and got nothing in return. Anyway, so if we lose to West Coast this week, should it happen? Should Vossi get sacked? Let me know in the comments, because I think it should have already happened. Because like I keep saying, like I said, broken record, corrupted MP3, whatever you want to call it. This has been going on since last year. The middle of last year. Not the first 4 rounds. It's not just this year when people say, oh, it's only 2 games, or it's only 1 game, or it's only 4 games. No. This has been going on for a long time. Last year I was calling it out. Go back and watch my videos from last year. I was calling it out last year, and I don't know why it's just changed just like that. I don't know. Something's wrong, and we need to fix it. And if that means everyone goes from the club, everyone, from the top to bottom, everyone goes, then we start again. That's what successful teams do. They start again. I actually had a comment, I think it was just today or yesterday, say that, everyone just wants to sack the coach and blah, 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 do this at Carlton. And look how quick Hawthorn turned it around. Look how quick Collingwood turned it around. They won a premiership. And there was some other team, I can't remember. Might have been Adelaide. I don't know. I don't think it was Adelaide. Someone with a new coach. Anyway, bottom line is, Hawthorn, new coach. Okay, got rid of the legendary Alistair Clarkson. Legendary. 4 premierships. Michael Voss, 0 as a coach. 3 as a player, 0 as a coach. Sacked at Brisbane already as a coach. He's now the Carlton coach. Craig McRae. Absolutely turned it around. Again, common denominator. New coach. New coach. Michael Voss, legend of... Michael Voss. Nathan Buckley, legend of Collingwood. Finally, they got rid of him. We need to move past you. It hasn't worked. We need to change. Like what Carlton needs to do. Craig McRae, first year, missed out on finals by that much. Second year, they made finals the first year. Second year, win the premiership. Wow. And yet we're stuck in hell. I don't know what else to say. I think I've said enough in the last 4 weeks. I think I've made my thoughts very clear about Carlton and what they need to do to move forward. Anyway, let's leave it there. There you have it. Another episode of Carlton Club Corner in the books. Let me know in the comments what you think. Love reading all your comments, and I do read them all, and I'll do my best to reply to all of you, and I'll see you on the next one.